If you're wondering what's for dinner tonight, I might have an answer for you. Quick chicken and pasta. I'm Dana Tarter with Texas AgriLife Extension Service. The ingredients that you'll need for this dish include 3 chicken breasts diced into small bite-sized pieces and cooked, 2 cups of pasta. I chose whole wheat. We also have 3 or 4 zucchini and yellow squash sliced, 1 jar of roasted red peppers. That's about 1 cup. We'll also need about 2 cups of sliced mushrooms, 1 small red onion chopped into bite-sized pieces, some garlic, a little bit of olive oil. I keep a little chicken broth on hand as well. And for the final last bit of ingredients, we'll need a little bit of basil. Let's get started. What I'm going to start out with is just about 1 tablespoon of olive oil, which I'll pour into my preheated skillet. The next thing we'll add is our garlic. Now you want to be careful when you are sauteing your garlic in the olive oil because it can burn very quickly. And once it burns, it turns bitter and it can ruin a dish. So you want to be sure and be careful about this. So you just want to toss it in there and hear that sizzle. You know that it is cooking well. The next thing that I'll add is my chopped red onion. You could use any onion. Yellow or white onion would work just as well. I just chose red because I like the color of that. We're also going to add in our zucchini and our yellow squash. If you preferred, you could use only zucchini or only yellow squash. It's totally up to you. If you're not a big fan of squash, broccoli would go in here just as well. You just want to saute this for a couple of minutes. Actually, we're just looking for our squash to begin to soften a little bit. But with that garlic and onion in there, the aroma begins to fill the kitchen. It smells wonderful. This is such a quick and simple dish you can put on the table for your family in a matter of minutes. In fact, a lot of times what I'll do is when I cook chicken, I'll go ahead and cook a few extra chicken breasts, set them aside, put them in the refrigerator for another meal. The same with the pasta. When I cook the pasta, I cook a little bit of extra pasta. Again, put it in the refrigerator, save it for another meal. And so when you get home in the evening and you need a quick meal on the table, things are really basically cooked. You just kind of have to chop up a few ingredients and throw it in the skillet. The next thing that I'll add is our sliced mushrooms. Again, the mushrooms are going to cook pretty quickly. We're just looking for them to become a little bit soft. This is one of those dishes that comes together really quickly, and I think your family will really enjoy it. I'm using some whole wheat pasta today, and the reason I'm using whole wheat pasta is because it has a little bit more fiber in it. So it's a good way to put a little bit of extra fiber in your diet. A lot of times your family members won't even know the difference. Don't tell them and they probably won't know. I'm going to go ahead and pour in our roasted red peppers. I just kind of chopped those a little bit, and you can hear that good sizzle when that juice hits the pan. Next, I'm going to go ahead and pour in our diced chicken breast. I cooked this ahead of time to make it quick. Most of the time I just cook it, take it out of the skillet once it's done. You want to make sure that it is no longer pink. And I just take it out of the skillet, set it aside, and then put it back in right at the last, just so it doesn't become tough while it's cooking. You can see this makes a pretty big skillet full, so you'll want to make sure that you have a nice sized skillet to do this. And sometimes things fly out of the pan. That's okay too. Happens in every kitchen. We'll add our whole wheat pasta now. I'm using spaghetti. What I find works really well with this is either spaghetti or bow tie pasta. You could use penne if you wanted to, or really any type of pasta, but I just like the spaghetti with it. I'm going to switch over and use my tongs because this kind of helps to mix it all together. And again, that last little ingredient. Now I said I keep a little chicken broth on hand. I do, if the pan starts to dry out a little bit, you may want to add a little bit of chicken broth to it. I think ours is okay today. What I'm going to do now is just tear a few pieces. You don't have to worry about chopping the basil. I'm just going to tear a few leaves of the basil into the pan right over, and we'll give it a good toss in a minute. One thing about the basil, when you purchase it at the store, if you're using fresh basil, you certainly don't want to wash it ahead of time, because once you wash it, the leaves begin to deteriorate and turn brown. So you'll want to save that till the last minute, but has a wonderful smell. Now, if you didn't want to use fresh basil, you could use dried basil, probably about, I would start out with half a teaspoon to see, taste, and then see if you want to add a little more, because you can certainly overpower a dish with too much herbs and spices. That is all there is to this dish. It's quick, it smells good, it tastes good, it has some vegetables in it, so you can add some vegetables into your family's diet if you're having trouble getting those servings in each day. What I like to serve this with is just a tossed green salad, a little bit of garlic toast, and I just put it right there on the plate, our pasta, and then to that I'm going to add some of those wonderful vegetables, get a little bit of chicken there as well. And then the last thing that I do with this dish is grate a little bit of Parmesan cheese right over the top. Again, it looks good, it tastes good, it's got some great vegetables in there, and in a matter of a few minutes you can have a meal ready for your family. This dish serves about 4 to 6, and it has about 370 calories per serving, about $3 per serving. If you're wondering what you'll have for dinner tonight, I hope you'll remember that Texas AgriLife Extension Service has the answer for you.